There will be a live Zoom in the 30 and 31 October. So there will be that's a weekend. It's Emerson of NonDuality Live is organizing that. It's not yet on his website. It's on my website. So there will be more information soon about that. So you can join that. It will cost, I think, about between 85 and 100, something about, I don't know yet about euros. So it depends on what Amazon is saying. It will be on the website with all the information, so you can join if you want to. And then there's also a live weekend in December, 17, 18, 19, and that's will be in Amsterdam. And it's Dutch, but it's also for the English people or the English-speaking people. So we'll see what's going. Okay. So what can we talk about? There's just it. There's just what seems to happen. It's apparently happening. Everything is just an appearance. It's just life. It's just life. And it's very simple. Life is very simple and easy and direct. It's just what it is. And it's already like that. So it doesn't mean, but in people's story, in most stories, there's a lot of things going on about how to behave in the right way, what to do to become more wealthy, more educated. How can I lose my me? How can I do the right thing? There's a lot of things going on about that all day. And the funny thing is, there's no one to listen. There's just thoughts there. There can be thoughts or there can be behaving in a certain way. And that's it. And there's always talking to yourself when there's separation and it feels like there's someone there. There's a lot of talking about what's the best thing to do and what did I do wrong, and talking to maybe to God or talking to another person to try to how do you say, exercise to say the right thing. There's nobody listening. There's no one there. So it can be like that. A lot of talking. There are a lot of thoughts going on. It doesn't matter. It's just life. Thoughts is just also life. Everything is just life. It can be in all kind of forms, in emotions, in seems to be happenings or anything else. It's just life appearing as something, as events, as bodies, as feelings. For no one, of course. It's just empty. It's just empty. And when there's someone, there's so much going on about how to deal with anything, how to make it better, make the world better. Because there's somewhere, when there's separation, there's somewhere a huge feeling of missing, of maybe there's something not right with me or with the world or with my parents or with somebody. So there's a huge survival and a drive to get it right. That can be about the world, trying to heal the world, heal yourself, trying to make it better. It can also be a lot of things about behavior and trying to be more be more
relaxed.
Relaxed, yeah, be more relaxed. The funny thing is that we always think we know what's going on. We know what the feelings are. We know where it comes from. We think we know that there's something wrong, and maybe there is a solution and trying to solve it. There is only not knowing. There's only just not knowing, and that's already there. Most people know that, and that's in the sense that there's somewhere it's like you don't know what's going on. You don't know what's going to happen. It's just not knowing. That's life. Life is just a whole roller coaster, and can be easy, it can be small, can be like mountains and hills. That's just life in a certain way, and can be in all characters, it can be different. There are no rules about what's going on or what has to go on. It's just life. And it's the funny thing is, everything what you talk about, it makes it sometimes even more complicated, because a lot of times it's heard like, oh, there should still be something happening, because I don't have the same, for example, in this meeting as Rose, for example. Because it seems like there's someone here who's living a life in a certain way. So there's sometimes also questions about how Rose is behaving in certain circumstances. It's completely not important how Rose is behaving. It's just a character behaving in a certain way for no reason. And it's not better or worse than anything else. So there's no example here. There's no truth. There's no agenda that this meeting is trying to get somewhere to make it more clear, or trying to do something for you or to heal or anything. They're just words coming out. That's it. And in fact, that's the same with all people here. They're just words coming out, and oh, things falling down. And there's just what's happening already. So nothing to learn, nothing, no need to be here. But when there's being here, that's just what's happening. It's no choice, it's just what's happening. That's it. It's already complete. That's the joy, that's the freedom. There's also no escape. We talked in the meeting of this morning about loss. This message is about loss. It's about, there's an identity with a lot of concepts and embodied feeling, embodied concepts about anything that can fall away. Maybe some are going to fall away, or maybe they're coming some with extra. That can happen too. And when those concepts, when that all falls away, it's very obvious. It's never was hiding something. It never was not, how do you say it? That there is something not going on because of I can't feel anything. So maybe when I feel a lot more, then it will be better. When there are no feelings, when there are just that, then that's it. Then there's just what's going on, maybe sitting on the couch or anything else. It can't be wrong. It's just what is. That's the joy. So we can talk about this. Maybe there are questions, or maybe there's a sharing of what's going on. We'll see what happens. And you can just, when you want to talk, you can just unmute yourself. There are not so many people, so just go on.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, William. Hi.
What made me laugh when you were doing the introduction was you were saying there's just what's happening, there's just words coming out, and then something fell out of your ear and you said, and things falling down. And I started laughing about that because it was obvious that like kind of in a way, the me's always looking for something big and special, but it's just those simple, ordinary things.
Yeah, 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 that's it. Yeah. What already is happening, of course. Yeah, yeah.
And the me just can't see the joy or the kind of, I mean, this might be, I don't know if this word's any good, but the me can't see the beauty in the ordinary, everyday things. It's doing the ordinary, everyday things, thinking this better take me somewhere big and exciting, or this better lead to something special. And so it
Yeah,
constantly, yeah.
yeah, and if we talk about beauty or joy, we have a meaning of or an image of that. So you think, oh, it has to be. I thought that it has to be beauty. So when there's just falling something out, oh, that's just beautiful. You think something like that, but it has nothing to do with that. It's not all day like, oh, oh, oh. It's no, of course not. It's very normal, of course. So beauty is sometimes also yeah, I say overrated. It's just, yeah, you can't even. It's not a state of beauty or no. It's those words are sometimes confusing because you're looking
Yeah.
for that, and that's not. Yeah, you can't say it like everything is just beauty. No, that's strange. It's not.
That's kind of why I didn't want to use the word beauty, because I kind of realized it could become a concept if it has to be special.
Yeah,
But at
yeah,
the same time, it's all like, I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, the me just can't see that this is it, or this is complete. It's always, hopefully it takes me somewhere exciting. Well, in my story, I'm trying to get somewhere exciting, but something bigger,
yeah,
something more special. It has to be something, yeah.
yeah. Something different. It can't be this. So something like that. That's just. I was always thinking it can't be this. What else? And then all the things came, but that's it can't be this because what's this? There's something there's wrong. There may be my face or the way I behave or the way the world is, or there's always something to see. And it's not like they're saying from when there's a rape, you say, oh, that's just beauty too. I know, of course not. That's awful.
Yeah.
But that's so it's like looking for something and you can't find it because it's not something. That's the most difficult thing of this. It's not something, and we are so used. Everything is real. This it has to be a feeling or a state or something. It's not like that. So that can't be understood. So you can't understand what to do or not to do or what else. That's strange. You're not used to that. And
Yeah.
that's already what's happening, just everything. So it's no use of asking me how I do something because it's always different. I don't know. It just comes. So that's life. It's not my decision or anything. There's no one. There's already no one. It's just empty.
Thank you, Rose.
Thank you.
Rose,
Hello.
I hope you can hear me because I'm close to the river. If it's too much noise, just tell me.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay. So you mentioned the rape. So when there is a rape, you're not saying that's what's happening.
It's apparently happening. Yeah, can be there.
But you also still can say that's awful.
Oh, there can be. Yeah, of course. Yeah. when somebody's telling me that, I won't say, I think, oh, that's just what's happening. God, no. That's awful. It's just, I don't know the reaction, but it depends on what's going on. But no, I don't think so. Maybe there's some, no, I don't know. It depends on who is saying it or telling it. I don't know. But it can be also like a friend, and then something is happening and with a lot of pain, and it's like, oh my God, it's awful. Yeah, of course. It's just normal, human. Can be like that. Otherwise, it's just a state that there's a state, and then saying to everybody like, no, don't worry. It's just what's happening. God. That's not alive. That's just a way of behaving.
Thank you.
Hi, Rose.
Hi, Sophie.
Hi. I just wanted to say something about the loss of ownership, like owning things. It's such a strange thing because it's like it's even difficult to describe because there's still, of course, things need to be done, paying the bills or doing all kind of stuff. But like when there is a sense of like, I don't know how, I think it's ownership. I'm not really sure. It's like, it's so difficult to say that because all that stuff's still happening, but it's like, so difficult. It's like, it's just not the same, but I don't know what it is. It's like, I'm doing it and I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. How
it's
can you say it?
Yeah, it's still the same. It's still the same action and activities. It's still the same, but it's not like it's as strong as it used to be. Like not very tangible, not very. I don't know. Yeah.
There's something not there.
Yes.
You can't. Yeah.
It's very.
But
subtle.
it's not that you're aware of that all the time. No.
And sometimes when I try to think about it, I can't. It's not working that way. I can't think about it. Like sometimes I'm trying to think like what is it? It's like but it's not like very. It's not tangible. It's not very strong. And it's like it's there and it's not there. I mean, I'm doing it. I'm paying the bills. I'm doing all that stuff, and it feels like I'm doing it. I'm not doing it. Like it's there and it's not there.
Yeah. That's it.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Yeah. Very strange. It's you get used to it, and then it's
Right.
just not strange anymore. But I can't imagine. I can imagine that you want to give it a name, or trying to explain, or trying to say, or you can't. You can't.
No,
That's strange. Sometimes there's no words. Yeah.
Yeah. And in my case, it feels like I can't grab it. I can't catch it. I can't
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, but it's very subtle. It's not a big thing.
Yeah, it's not everything is changing now. No, it's not like that. And at the same time, there is some funny way.
Yes, I think the closest like to say it is like it is and it's not. It's happening. Yeah, it is and it's not. Yeah, that's That's interesting. Yeah. Well, I just wanted to share that because it's so difficult to say that in words.
Yes, nice, beautiful. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Rose?
Yeah.
Yeah, in this with this sense of loss, you know, is there also like
Yeah.
at the same time, because it's like there is a loss, but there's also that it's everything at the same time, and like when it's everything, it's like full on. So that can be also in the beginning sometimes overwhelming, like to get used to it, because it's like there is no hiding, there is no hiding anymore.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
There's no hiding.
Is it for you, was like, did you have like some kind of, I don't know, when it was like overwhelming, or like the full on, it can be like, because there is no hiding away, that it can be sometimes like a feeling of no escape sometimes, or no escape, or no hiding, or like you can't do anything. I mean, I don't know.
I can't so much remember, because there's just, it's not overwhelming. It's just that feeling can be very strong, but there's no one to take it or so. So
like for
that's
example,
normally. So yeah, go on.
Like for example, if there is emotions or feeling like negative ones, so the me will try or to suppress it, or try to do something about it, or to feel better, or to correct it, or to whatever. And when it's not happening anymore, it's like exactly that emotion, exactly that feeling. It's just, and it feels like more intense.
It's more intense. Yeah, it's more intense. That's it. But overwhelming is something else, because then, no, it doesn't. It's just that. So it can't be overwhelming. It's just a feeling. So it can be strong, maybe stronger than you are used to.
Yes, maybe that's it. Yeah.
Maybe sometimes you don't know how it is, what it is, because sometimes you're used to name it, and then
true.
there's emotions, and then
yeah,
maybe it's mixed, or you don't know, or can be there. No reason. There can be just tension, and there's no reason. Then there's like, oh, what's going on? And then normally there's going on like, oh, it has to do with that and that. But most of the time there's just tension. Can be tension or an emotion, and no clue why, or no. But there's nothing wondering. There can be a wonder, like, oh, how's that? But then there's no answer. Something like that.
Yeah. It's really interesting, because I used to so much give names to the emotions and feelings, and I would read about that and try to understand it. And it's actually such a freedom that it's not needed anymore. I don't even have to know I feel this, or I feel that, or like this is like it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter.
There's no need to do anything, but it's not only there's no need, you can't. Sometimes there's some try, because I had some friends who were trying to deal with everything and to do it with emotions and things. So they did something, look at yourself and things like that. But I can't. I can't do that, and I tried, but it's just I can't. In that sense, it's also very easy. It's strange, because a lot of people, we are so used that we look at ourselves and we can think about it or do something with it. No, that's gone. That can be gone.
Yeah. And it's really great, because there's so much sometimes so much busy with it. How much how I feel, or what does it mean that I feel this, or all the questions, and being busy with it, and it feels like it's so funny because it's very normal to do that, but it's not normal to do that. It's because it's like, yeah. It takes
That's
energy.
the loss.
Yeah.
That's the loss. The
Yeah.
loss of that. And that seems so important. And that seems like this is the way. This is my way of dealing with what's going on. And then that's lost. That whoa. And in the same time, it's just nothing. That's rare also.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
But it's so much about like knowing, like really wanting to know what does it mean. I feel this, or what does it mean? And I think it's like in a way like you think that you're in control of it because you know it. Like I know that I'm sad, or I know that I'm happy, or if I'm not happy, or I'm not happy, what does it mean, and how can I be happy? All that stuff, like
what a time! I can remember. I did all day. I did that, and it was the most important. I thought it was very important. People who didn't do that, I looked down because I thought, they're not conscious of themselves. God, amazing! It can be so strong. Yeah.
A sense of arrogance, like I know that, and they don't know it.
In some way. But it didn't feel, in that time, it didn't feel like that. It was so convincing. Some survival things, or some methods, or I don't know how you call it. That so can be so strong and so convincing. It's And now it's just gone, and it's. Nothing is missing it. It's strange. It seems the most important thing of all. Amazing.
You say it so often, like we're so used to it that it became to be like very very normal to be busy with all that stuff.
There was somebody who's asking me. She is really into that. And then she asked me, "What are you busy with today, or last days, or something?" And I didn't understand in that way. I didn't understand it. Then I said, I was playing a game. But she meant, what is in your mind, or what is happening with, is there sadness or things? I didn't even understand that anymore. So there's nothing going on about things that happening. But that's also very normal. It's not special or something. It's just happening, and then it's gone, or sometimes comes a bit back in memories, and then it's gone.
And I think like the memory plays a big role in that, because you keep remembering, and comparing with the past and now. So it's like,
it's so convincing. It seems so real.
The thought structure, it's very stubborn. It's like keep coming back. So
And some subjects can be more strong than other ones. So
Anyway, thank you.
Good.
Thanks, Sophie. I like this conversation. I recognize a lot. This morning I had a feeling of a kind of a desire. It's also just a feeling.
And we call it then desire. Maybe it's that, I don't know. It's just a feeling. Sometimes it's an energetic sensation, you can call it. There's another energetic sensation. Because feelings are so important. And then you said, I feel very sad. And then there comes a lot with that. And it's just some energy there. For no reason, nothing important. It's just there. Like a bird is flying.
Thank you.
Mm. Mhm.
Yeah, Rosemary, can you say something about concessions?
Concessions. You make concessions that
Yeah,
to
sometimes I
yes.
think it's about not making any concession.
No. You
There's no-
can't figure it out. You can't figure it out and thinking, oh, what is now? I think it's about that. Oh, I don't do that anymore. Or it's about relaxation. So this, that's what we're trying. That's what's going on about to have control about your life and stopping things are going wrong or something like that. There's no control. You don't know what's going on, and it's not. There's no need to control. There's just what's happening, and there's no escape. That's the loss in a sense of this. When there's no escape of anything, what we think, because we're so into trying to deal with everything, that we are capable of saying, oh, I don't want that, so I stop it, or I don't feel it anymore, or things like that. Maybe that there can be in life, there can be something going on that there's an embodied stress, or not feeling it anymore, no feelings anymore. So that can be happening, but it's just life happening in that form. So the way it how do we say it seems like when there's a lot of withdrawing, you could say, and there's not coming out, or not saying what you want, or not saying I don't stop or anything, and that you can say, oh, that happened because of that and that. I don't know, it's just life going on. It's an energetic happening. What did go on in the story, you could say that. And that's just what's happening, but there's no one there. So it's just the story, it's just not important. And we are so into the story and my life and what's happening and what's going on and what am I feeling. There's just no one. There's no one that it's happening to. There's just feelings, and then it's gone. And then there's birds, and then there's events seem to be, but they don't. Nothing is real. Nothing is real. That's amazing. We're so into everything is real. I am real. The surrounding is real. The world, the feelings, everything is real. Only real. That makes that search and that trying to behave and trying to deal with it very important, because then if everything is real, you have to do the right thing, because we're so also convinced in a free will. So you have to choose, or you have to do it, and you don't, oh, you didn't do it. Oh, then a lot is going on about guilt, or I don't know anything, everything what's going on about that. It's because it seems so real. Everything seems so real. It's nothing is there. There's just this. What is seen, felt, heard, right? All the senses, and that's it. It's always new. There's no time, so there's nothing before or after, so there are no consequences. Oh, consequences. That's huge because we're so into consequences.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But that's, you can, when sometimes maybe there's an understanding that's very tiny thing. And then, but this is more about the loss of some concepts, you could say. The loss of that, and that's, you can't do that. You loss, you don't do that. That's, it just happens or not. It's energetic. And it doesn't need to happen because that what is going on, that's already it. So it's, yeah, it's so paradoxical. So it seems like, oh, it's about loss, so I have to let it go or something like that. We always try to do something with it. And then you hear something and you think, oh, maybe it's that. You try to do something with that. It's, you can't. That's, and that's also, so you want, that's the normal way of what we are doing in life, that everybody is busy with doing. It's always doing, or not doing, or and this is not about doing or not doing. And there's something else, but you can't understand it, you can't grasp it. It's like, oh, and that's, sometimes there's such a subtle resonance or something, like, it's not even can be understood, but there's something, and then it's gone maybe, or it's, yeah, that's how it goes. And but then don't, and the funny thing is, it seems like it's needed, not, it's about loss, and when you lose everything, then it's there. But that's a story also. So talking about this is crazy. It's in one way, it's talking in the story about loss. In the same time, of course, it's not about loss. It's because it's already everything. So that's paradoxical.
Yeah.
It's already what's going on. So how can we talk about loss? Of course not. It's already that. So that's confusing, but that's when it's confusing, it's like suddenly like, oh, it's about something else, not about understanding. We're not used to that. So it's in these meetings, it's also not about what is said all the time. It's something else. It's behind the words.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I just love that you say, Rosemary. I just love that you said that the stories are not important, because we give so much importance to the stories. It's such a it is. They're really
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah. But at the same time, all we do is sharing stories. That's the only thing we can do. I mean, there is nothing else. When people come together, that's the only thing we can do.
Yeah.
Tell the stories.
Yeah. That's funny. But in this kind of meetings, there's something else also. That's always there. Of course it's always there, but it can be stronger because there's not going anywhere or
right.
Something like that.
And I think that there is also nothing to get at the end. So it's been felt at the end. I think that's
that can be very strong because we're so used to getting something or how can I do it or
it seems like there is something to get. It seems like that, like
sure. Sure.
Like
that's the normal way. That's the normal way of thinking.
Yes. Getting or chasing
and,
after.
And somewhere it's already also somewhere it's unknown or that's the resonance. There's something else. Because when here it was suddenly that whole thing that me or how can you call it? It didn't come up anymore, and it was just at that time. That first, it was like, oh, of course, how could I not see that? Oh, and I wanted to share, and I couldn't. That was like, oh, how that was so confusing also. Because it's so obvious and just no big deal. Because I already knew, of course, everybody does. But it's so overlaid. Oh, amazing. Yeah.
Crazy,
yeah.
And it feels like that the looking for, this is like so much like, that's part of the contraction, always to look for something. It's so strong.
Yeah.
But in anything, I mean, it's even in a very subtle way. There's always looking for something. There's always trying to take something, to gain something, even in a very simple conversation. Even it's like the need to be heard, or the need to be seen, or like my story is important, or like it's so strong. Huh? It can be
and it can be some characters are more strong than other.
Yes,
that can be like that. But it's sure, it's there.
And when it's not there so much, I mean, there's no even. I mean, you don't want to be right anymore. You don't have to have these arguments anymore. It's not so important anymore. It's just
so that can be sensed because there's something underneath the words. Everybody feels it. So something like that. When there's something. People can be friendly, but underneath the word, there's something like that. Or there's just nothing, and there's like that, and there's just nothing going on. It's like little children. There's nothing underneath, or just straight buff. What's there? That's it. That everybody can feel that, but we're not. There is so much going on.
Yeah. And it's not about that. It's not like that. It doesn't happen anymore. Like. That anger or like that, because it keeps going on. It's just just what you say, just what you said.
Because it's energetic. It's energy. Anything can happen, and there can be some patterns also. It can be so embodied. So there can be some patterns going on. Still there. It's just that. That's just going on. Like that. But so what? Then there are patterns there. Then there's irritation with certain people. Can't go
and
on.
That's the thing. So what? That's it is. Incredible. It's incredible. Because again, we give so much importance to things. Like it is important, and it does matter, and
It's so much also about behaving right or. So much concepts about what's right or wrong. Wow.
Did I say the right things, or I should say it better, or that kind of stuff?
Yeah. You can't. You can't. No. That was it. Oh, what did I say? Oh, that's it.
And the funny thing, who would say it is the right things or not? Who would say that, you know?
Yeah, that's but it's so embodied that it's just normal. It seems like that's the normal way, and it just comes out. Everybody knows you want to say something, and it's coming out like and you're even for yourself. You're like, oh, what's going on here? And but it's already somebody's already in there, so you're already far away from that. It kind of it's like that. The energetic. You can exercise in saying something, but that energetic thing, it's much more stronger. So
and it's funny, like if somebody said like, why did you say that, or why did you behave that way? I mean, there is no answer. You just don't even know.
You don't know. No.
Crazy.
It
is crazy, because there's so many other stuff, like being like other people try to show other people how to behave or how to follow something and how to study all kind of stuff, and so much is not needed in a way. It's not needed. What to do?
Or discuss what is said, and you can discuss. You can disagree with what is said here. Of course, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Then that's what's happened. Then that's. I won't say that's what's happened. Maybe I won't say that. It depends also on how the conversation is going. You don't know what you are going to say. It's just like it's just coming. I don't know, but it comes from nothing. Just always like that.
Yeah. And it's true, because you don't know what you're going to say, and there is so much discussion about what you're saying and why you're saying it. So this is part of the like trying to control it, like why it's like this, and all this explanation.
In Holland we have also a lot of politics about some subject about COVID, you could say, and then there's some new rules. There's some new rules, and they discuss it in the politics like, oh, everybody has to say their opinion, and then they have to say that's because and then and then we have a rule. Now we're consensus, we have a rule, and then it's coming, and a lot of people say, oh, what a nonsense, and we have to do, and then we have to discuss it again because maybe it's not the good decision. So we have, oh my God, it's amazing.
It's endless. It's endless.
It's an endless thing.
Great.
So Rose, you say that that's what's being said. It just happens. It just happens to be said through the mouth. Is it the same with us who sort of still think that I have a me thinking that I must say that to argue for this or argue for that, but what's really happening is just what's happening.
Yeah, it's already like that. Yeah.
Without any intention, without any desire, without any preferences.
It can be there with that. There can be with that. So what? Then there's preferences or a desire. So what? Then that's it. That can be there.
By no one.
No, there's no one. No.
Yeah.
But those. How can you say that? It's just an energy, and it can be something saying, and there's some tension or some desire or something with it. It can be happen like that. So then that's what's happening. It's just that simple.
Yeah.
It's not that we have to go to that there's no desire in it anymore, or that can be that kind of perfection that you think, it has to be without agenda. So then no, there's still an agenda. So no, but there's an agenda. Then that's what's happening. So
it's
not wrong.
It's not with a personal agenda. It's just
an
agenda.
Yeah. It's just an energy with that. So can happen. That's you can't how do you say that? You Je kan er niks aan doen. God, hoe zou je say? You can't. It's not up to you. You can't do it differently. It's just that's what's going on. That's the energy. So that's what's coming out. That's it. Why do you do that? I don't know. Yeah, something like that. That's strange because people don't accept that. Okay, that can happen too. I don't know.
I often think with myself in the personal way that I often make think about the universe. I mean, the stars and the galaxies. They are. It's easier to understand that they are just happening because they are so huge or so far away or so distant, and that the universe is expanding for no reason whatsoever. But sort of closer and closer to me, it gets more and more difficult to understand it or to have a feeling for it.
Yeah, that's it. And that's, because then when there's someone, then it's in some way it's important what's happening. That's very, because everything seems to be real, so it's important. There's such a drive to feel okay or something like that. That's, it can be subtle, it can be strong, but it's not wrong, of course. That's just the drive. So that's the energetic happening.
About pain this morning.
Yeah,
I talked about pain, and sometimes it can feel that this person can feel that the pain is unbearable. Overwhelmingly unbearable, and I have to do something about it. I have to escape it. I have to go to a doctor to get some shot or something like that. Then it's very difficult to sort of take in what you are saying. It's just a feeling. It's an overwhelming.
But you can't say, but it's not that you can say to yourself, oh, it's just a feeling, because that's not it. It can be very strong. And I'm not saying like it's just a feeling then. No, it's just pain coming in without anything, trying to change it. And maybe there's going to the doctor. Maybe then there's going to the doctor and saying, give me some pills. I don't know. It can happen. That can happen. It's not like sitting there and just feeling the pain. No, that's some other method, a kind of method like that. Anything can happen, but we think we do it. When you're saying, I'm going to the doctor because I want to get rid of that pain, that whole story, there's just going to the doctor and there's just saying something. That's what's happening. Just that. It's not me doing that. So it's not wrong going to the doctor or saying, I don't want it. Something like that. Sometimes it can be like, and then, but it's very obvious. There's I can say, I don't want it, but it's very obvious that's just nothing. Because, and it's just can be pain and it can be very strong. Sometimes when there's pain is very strong and you want to get rid of it, so with me trying to do something, that's the struggle, and that can be even more painful. This is talking about when there's pain, there's nothing going on about trying to change it. But it's just going like that. I can't say how that works. It's not overwhelming. That was what I was talking with Sophie. It's not overwhelming because there's nothing going on like I have to take it or can I take it or things like that. It's just can be very strong and it can sometimes last for a time or I don't know. And sometimes it's It's just, sometimes it's just not there anymore. And after a while you think, oh, it's different now. And then it comes back, or I don't know, it depends on what's going on in the body, or in that whole body mind system.
Rosemarijn, for your meeting in December, do we need a QR code, or can't we come without a QR code?
I don't know yet. I don't think so. For me, it's not needed, but it depends on the rules in December. I don't think so, but it depends on the rules there in that moment. If that's because it's not horeca, so
Okay. Yeah.
in that sense, it's, and on this time it's not, but maybe it's changing. I don't know.
Mm. And it's really not necessary to change patterns.
To what? To change what?
Patterns, patronen.
Patterns. But you can't. You can't. There's no one.
Yes.
What? Why not? Why? It is just then there's some patterns. So what?
Yeah.
So what? We are so into like, oh, I have to, because we think like when I behave in a nice way, or in a, I don't know, certain way, then I will be safe, or people will like me, or all those. It's not always in the mind, but underneath that, that's always like that. There can be not liking me. There, well, yeah, that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
And there can be a feeling like, oh, like that. Oh, somebody say something and there's pain. Can be like that. Yeah, it can happen. Yeah, I don't know. No escape.
No escape. Yeah, Friday I had a client and she thought she has to change the pattern. It was about relationships because of the behavior between her and her father. So that's real story. So
Yeah. But we're so into free will and choice. So that's, and I'm there. So when people are in that, then that's like that.
Yeah.
I want to change.
Yeah. I couldn't say there was no one. It was a difficulty in me. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know what's going, but what's coming out, that's it.
That's
you don't
it.
need to say something that's here in the meeting, or that's not there. No, this is not. Then you can write down what you maybe can say. No, what you say is it.
Yes.
That's an energetic thing that's going on, and that's the perfect reaction. It can't be different. It's always like that.
Thanks. My battery is very low now, so maybe I'm out of this meeting before it's ascended, but
okay.
Thank you anyway.
Thanks.
Zat hier een man in zijn blote piemel, ga ik er toch maar snel vandoor.
Hi, Rose.
Hello.
I just wanted to say that I love what's being said here, and just have the feeling that it's very difficult. It's a very difficult subject to, if it is indeed a subject, it's a very difficult thing to talk about. But you do it really well.
Thank you.
Well, yes. Somehow something comes across, which is, like you were saying earlier, it is underneath or beyond or the words.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's wonderful. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't find it easy to talk about, in these sorts of meetings at all, but I do what's being said, and whatever is being said by anybody, but especially.
But what the last words? Especially
by, for instance, the introduction that you gave this morning was. I don't know whether this is because I had so many ideas beforehand that had to, like you say, be dispelled.
Yeah.
And it somehow leaves room to hear what you're saying.
Sure. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. I can hear that. Yeah, sure. Yeah, that's it. That's the loss. That's the loss of those concepts, and because otherwise that's overlaid by so many concepts. It's so normal. They seem so true. And then suddenly there's something else, and then and then there's an opening in some way. Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah, sure. And then the head is in the tiger's mouth. Yeah.
It's almost like two things running simultaneously, almost.
Yeah.
I get it and I don't get it.
Yeah, sure. And but there's some and when there's an opening, there's something energetic going on in the same way. It's just more and more, and but what is, and then it's just, you can't do anything with that, but it's just going. And the loss what I know is the first time I don't want that loss because it seems important, or you're so convinced, but when it happened, it's suddenly like, it's also a relief.
Yeah,
that's strange.
Yes, this is but also seems to be that the character remains. The character is
sure.
Everybody's different. Everybody, all the character, what they are. It's
sometimes the characteristics become stronger. That's what I notice.
Well, it's a bit dangerous actually in my case, because
Oh, you don't know why? Why?
Well, because sometimes I feel that I'm able now to say a bit more what I think rather than always adjusting to, or
I understand. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it is great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what is great, but it is great. But it.
Yeah. I understand. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Yeah. I can hear that. This character is very withdrawn. Always has been very withdrawn, and I always thought it's just normal, and I don't feel so much, so I'm relaxed and da 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 da, and then it's becoming more like that, and then there's the stress gets out, and then there's a lot of feelings or like that, or things like that, or it's just coming out, or that. That's strange, and that's really like, that's also joy, but it's also much more, whatever is going on, feelings. It's not stress, but it can be a lot of like that, or people don't like me. Also.
Yes.
Yeah, it can be like that.
It's so important that people should like me.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought, well, I didn't know whether I was very likable or not, actually. I sort of felt probably not. But, you know, I thought that I was quite something.
But can be very strong. I thought, I a long time ago, I was on my bike and I was thinking, I think I want everybody to like me. I thought, what? How can I do that? Yeah, that can be so strong. You don't know. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's always running. It's like an undercurrent.
Yeah,
running.
Yeah, that's it. You don't even know, but it's always some way it's there. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And something else that occurred to me today, or yesterday, I can't remember. And it was that I was remembering something about maybe my childhood, and the memory was, I don't know how I was feeling, maybe quite happy, and I realized that in order to remember the happiness, what was happening was that I was actually feeling the happiness now.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Describe that happiness that I thought was referring to the past.
Yeah.
Now, and it was completely overlooked.
Yeah, I can hear. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. God. Yeah.
But there is always this assumption that, that can't, I'm not quite sure really. I can't really say.
Yeah.
Something's observing that, what was that? That.
Yeah.
But it's just running, the whole thing is I don't know, I think I'm degenerating nonsense.
Yeah. It's so normal to think that. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Thank you. Wow.
But, wonderful, thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe, and you can perhaps, the Rosemary is a character maybe that can talk very lucidly or clearly about what seems to be going on and what is. Just like some people can paint a picture, some people can make a piece of music, and there you can talk. It's great that there is somebody who can say it as you.
And it's it's funny because the normal when I'm in just sitting in the garden or then I'm thinking about this and then I really couldn't say or I can't even think what's there, but it's just coming. When I'm in this meeting, it's just when you say something, that's just coming that, and that whole all those concepts, they just are not there. I don't know how that can be, but it's just can fall away. Yeah. It took a long time when that fall away, that whole concept or that whole me thing, when that wasn't there anymore. It took years to speak, because in the first 2, 3, 4 years, I don't know, I couldn't speak about it. I didn't know. I didn't. There was nothing coming. There was so much. What you say, there was something like, oh, I can't. There's something stronger. I can't do that. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Something, maybe it's like that. And then after a few years, then something else came. There was some people asking, and then it came. But before, nobody did ask. So it's just, I don't know, that can be also there. Maybe what, I didn't know, but then when you say that, maybe it was something like that too. That there was overlaid still by, I can't, because that was so strong. I can't do that. It's, even now, I'm really amazed that people will listen to it, to me. Go on. My husband's saying, come on, Rose. But it's still there. Yeah.
Well, we're very happy that you are.
Thank you.
Roos, there's een handje.
Oh, please say, work out. Please say what you want to say.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Right, I'm going to remove it now, the hand.
Oh.
I was just wondering, Rose, because I've listened to some podcasts where you've been speaking and so forth, and I was just wondering how it happened for you. I was just curious about, like, one day your, I guess what I would call ego fell away, or the me fell away. I was just wondering how it occurred for you.
It is just a story, but it was I was just in a sauna, and I was just thinking about what I normally did, about what's going on and what did I feel, and thinking like that. And suddenly that stopped. It didn't go on. And that was like, oh, what huh? Something like that. And then everything was so, at that moment, it was so clear. It was like what I talked about maybe some earlier, that like, it was like, oh, yeah. It didn't even at first like a big event, because it was so obvious, like, yeah, of course, I already knew that, of course. So what, yeah, something like that. It was so obvious, and how couldn't I not see it? Some experience in some, no, it's not an experience, but that seems, maybe I even thought that it will go away or something like that, because it was so obvious and normal. And after that, also, it was, I always thought that the me, when there was stress in the body, I thought that's the me. Then I had a lot of stress here in my breast. So I thought, oh, that's the me. This after, I thought, when that came back, that tension, I thought, oh, there's the me again. And what is that? And why is it coming back? Things like that. And then those thoughts were going, and it was completely forgotten. And then after some, maybe, I don't know, for some time, it was very obvious. There was the awareness, looking at yourself, it just didn't happen anymore. But it was so normal. it wasn't even noticed. That took some time here. Because it's just, nothing going on. And when there's no thoughts about, I did that, and why did I do that, and all those thoughts, when they're not there, you forget they were there. So it's very normal not to have those thoughts. So I forget when I'm hearing people, I think, oh yeah, but it's so far away, so it's just not there. So the funny thing is so normal. I think really that people I know in those, because I was with Tony Parsons, I phoned him and we talked about it. But there can be also people like never doing those kind of meeting and just are now my way a farmer or anything, anybody else, and it's just fell away, and it's just nothing to talk about. It's just normal. So those people, there will be people, a lot of people maybe like that. They don't even bother to talk about it. Why should you?
Yeah.
And this is a character that's always liked to be in groups and always talked with people. I from very young age, I always talked in groups. So maybe that's this character, but doesn't need to. I don't know. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for asking.
Rosemarijn?
Yeah.
I think the character is also not, how you say that? It's changing, or it can change.
I don't know. I think, how do you, what I know is just more, what I see is more the characteristics are more, you could say blossoming or more coming out or things like that, or stronger. Something like that. This character was very withdrawn, and this is in those you could say the story. It's a story, and then there was there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of things falling away, and stress is out of the body or things like that. So it's coming out more. So what we said with Yvonne, so it's coming out in a way that could be seen as a change, but maybe it's just a characteristic what wasn't so much lived, and now it's more lived like that. I don't, it doesn't matter so much. Something like that. Doesn't matter. Rose is not important. That's also a relief, because I was always busy with myself and what is going on with me and how to deal with circumstances of other people or so. That's not going on anymore. So it's just of no importance. There can be doing nothing all day, or nothing is more like just reading or going to the shop, or very, very normal things, not very big. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if there are, that I've heard, I had that a lot of times that I thought, when there are a lot of people in my meeting, that will be better. And I can be disappointed. They're not so many. That's gone too. Woohoo! I don't mind that when we were 3 people. It's great to talk about it. I like it. I like to talk about it. It doesn't matter if there are 3 or 8.
That's great.
Yeah. It's something energetic. It's not about understanding this message or knowing something like that. It's just energetic. So when I'm saying there's nothing going on, there's just, yeah, you can't even say that because that seems like something. When there's someone, there's always trying to figure it out or having a lot of concepts, and maybe they fall away, but maybe you try to listen and try to hear, oh, maybe it's that, or maybe, oh, can I hear you? There's some in some way, there's always underneath, or maybe more obvious, like wanting to happen something, or wanting to have, or wanting to lose, or wanting something that seems more appropriate or more fun or more relaxing or anything what's going on. And then it seems like always there's something, it has to be in some way it has to be different. And that's not in the mind always, but this underneath, there's always something going on, like trying to change or trying to reach, or and in the words maybe you're very clear and know that there's no good and bad, and there's nothing going on, and it doesn't matter, and all those things. But underneath there can be still something going on, like, because in some way there's someone, and when there's someone, it can't be different. There's always a search, because there's a feeling, an embodied feeling of missing, of something not right, and that can be very subtle and very underneath everything, but it's just underneath. It's just an energy. And that when that falls away, then it's just like, I have very little children, not older children, but very little children. There's just an energy going, and it's for no reason, and no knowing in that sense. So that's more how it is, and that's nothing going on about that. It's very easy, simple. And the funny thing is, life is joy. It's just joy. Everything in everything, that's crazy. It's just subtle joy. That's alive. You could also say aliveness, maybe is that a better word. It's just aliveness in everything. So it's in every movement, and it's in the way the glass is picked, or it's just aliveness, and it doesn't need to be very, because that's also a matter, like it has to be alive, so you feel like, oh, there has to be a lot of energy in it. No, aliveness is also like being sitting like this. It can be very much alive, like it's look at little children. There can be anything. It can be all behavior. It can be and it can be it's just everything. And it's not only in the behaving or in the doing or not doing. It's just a table. That's it. Looking at a table, and there's just looking, and that's everything. It's already that. So it doesn't need to be an event. It doesn't need to be a certain behaving, a certain feeling. It's just the table. That's it, the table. And you don't need to feel, oh, wow, the table. No, it's just looking at the table in the way it comes, and that's it. That's it already. So it's the way it's going, the way the body is moving, that's it already. That's the joy. There's nothing needed to change because it's already complete. It's already complete. Wow, there's no need for anything. And when there's doing, then that's what is. And when there's thinking, that's not what I see, then there's just a thought, that's not what I see. That's it. Can't be wrong. Of course not. It's just everything. That's the unconditional love. That's life. It's just unconditional. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Rose.